What is the concept of race? What does the concept of race really mean? This question is vital in understanding how societies evolve and how social movements, like the anti-racism movement, shape our world. From an anthropological viewpoint, race is primarily seen as a social and cultural construct, not a biological fact. Historically, people believed that race could categorize humans into distinct groups based on physical traits like skin color or hair texture. However, modern science shows that human genetic variation does not fit neatly into these categories. Instead, differences among humans are continuous and overlapping, making the biological concept of race scientifically invalid. The idea of race began to take shape during colonial times. It was used to justify social hierarchies and unequal treatment by wrongly attributing fixed biological differences to certain groups. This led to racism, the belief that some races are superior or inferior to others, which has been ingrained in social, political, and academic systems for centuries. Anthropologists now stress that race is a socio-historical concept. This means that racial categories are created and maintained through social processes, cultural beliefs, and historical contexts. These categories can vary widely across different societies and change over time, reflecting social attitudes rather than biological truths. For example, what one society defines as a racial group may differ greatly from another's definitions. The process by which societies define and redefine racial categories is known as racial formation. This process influences how people experience their identity, social inclusion or exclusion, and inequality. Although race lacks biological reality, it has very real social consequences. It affects people's lives through discrimination, access to resources, and social status. In the context of social movements and activism, especially the anti-racism movement, understanding race as a social construct is essential. This perspective allows activists and scholars to challenge the false biological basis of racism. It also helps address the social systems and power structures that sustain racial inequalities. Anthropology plays a role in this by documenting how race and racism function in various cultures and historical periods. It promotes the view that race is a product of social relations rather than biology. To summarize, race is not a valid biological category but a social and cultural classification. It arose historically to justify unequal treatment and maintain social hierarchies. Racial categories are fluid, changing by society and over time. The concept of race has real social effects despite lacking a biological basis. Understanding race socially is key to anti-racism activism and efforts to combat discrimination.